Our referee, Angel Mendez.
Gentlemen, you were given the instructions of the president. I expect nothing but a hard, clean fight. Wash your heads, touch them up. Show me one thing.
The referee just spoke for all of us. We expect a hard, clean fight.
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Wins World TV. So sa taon kasalukuyan ay bihira na tayo makakita ng isang boksingerong nakaka-excite panoorin lumaban sa ibabaw ng boxing ring.
Such a thing as being too tough for your own good. Good job getting into a firefight. Doesn't have his like second knockdown of round number 2.
Katulad ni former 8 World Division Champion Manny Pacquiao. Ngunit ngayon ay may isang boksingero ang sumisikat at pinag-uusapan saan man panig ng mundo. Lahat ng kanyang naging kalaban ay kanya lang itong pinatumba at pinagagapang sa ibabaw ng boxing ring. Ito ay walang iba kundi si Weljon Mindoro.
Such a thing as being too tough for your own good. Good job getting into a firefight. Doesn't have his like second knockdown of round number 2.
For some reason I hear Teddy Atlas. You can close your eyes and
big shot. Big right hand and couple extra seconds. Mindoro trying to swarm another knockdown.
shot down the inside.
A right hand. This is over.
Kung magandang laban lang naman ang pag-uusapan ay tiyak na aabangan mong lumaban ang batang ito sa ibabaw ng boxing ring na tiyak na ikakasaya mo. Meron itong 14 wins, lahat ay puro knockouts ang inabot at wala pa itong talo. Kung si Naoya Inoue ay may 86% knockout rate, itong si Weljon ay may knockout rate naman na 79%. Makakalaban ni Weljon Mindoro itong Colombia fighter na si Dormi Despotas, na kinakatakutan din na boksingero sa bansang Colombia at may mataas din na knockout percentage rate, may record na 14 wins 10 knockouts. Isang nakakaabang na laban ito dahil parihas malalakas at matataas ang knockout percentage rate ng dalawang boksingerong ito. Kaya sabay-sabay na natin panoorin ang pinaka-latest na laban ng pambato ng bansang Pilipinas na si Weljon Mindoro.
Middleweight. Two accomplished operators, and a man wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold is the undefeated professional Weljon Mindoro. 14 fights, 1 draw, 13 wins, all of them champion. Still the last American male to claim Olympic gold. Claressa Shields, of course, took 2 Olympic titles in London and Rio. He said the ring IQ of he doubled it up, not too accurate with the second pair of lead lefts, but he said that he intends to use that shot to frustrate the puncher. He said he's been in with punches. He lands a looping roundhouse right. He says that the pressure that he will bring with his elusiveness, his ring craft and variety will just render Mindoro's frustrating figure and to start looking for the KO. And in the meantime, Camilleri told me that he will be piling up the points. That this an opportunity for the man from Melbourne to Sydney to manage the Competition boxing school. Contest continues, leads into that role earlier this year. Right cross, left up, left hook to the body. Left hook on the inside, landed by Camilleri. Again, Camilleri just content to box behind a low-held guard. Checking down with that right hand, the left hand wandering around, darting laterally, goes left and right. Camilleri. Weljon Mindoro hit him against the ropes, bringing square and nearly did get through the power right and right cross. And unloads a couple of punches to the body, left hook after turning the table to land the man.
Mindoro at the end of the first, he's taken it back out again. And he's doing a good job of negating him and using that lead left back jab well enough to score like he does there. I really like fights like this because it's quite a simple formula, isn't it? You've got one
to the body from Mindoro, perhaps his best punches of the entire contest as he sunk his feet into the canvas and got real leverage onto his shot. But now it's Camilleri walking down a knockout artist and he's teeing away to the body before cupping away with a right hook to the head. And again, it's a question we often pose when you've got a man who is used to touching opponents and seeing them fall. Will the curse of the puncher befall Weljon Mindoro tonight? Still early days, of course, in his battle for the Asian Continental title at 75 kilograms. But oftentimes, when a puncher is landing cleanly and the opponent is still there, sometimes the puncher's instinct can be to just dig away harder. And even though they say they're prepared to go the distance, and no doubt physically they are, and sometimes play tricks in the mind of the expert finisher. That is what the Triggerman has proven to be during his professional career to this point, having made his debut in 2019. Camilleri with a cuffing right hand and then tying his man up to waltzing back to the space of centre ring. He's boxing a clever physical contest. Left-right combination not too far away from Mindoro, but Camilleri tucking up behind his shoulder to ward off the incoming fire. And again, it's a disruptive lead left that he's continuing to work behind Camilleri. Proffering the half-cover guard. There he fired an overhand right. The left hook which followed may have glanced the nose of Mindoro after the right hand was inaccurate. Clocking up the miles on his fistic odometer as so far he's taken a standing count. Back into the breach, steps Mindoro. Senses that he's got his man going. He's wrestled him down to the canvas. That gives him some brief respite. The referee wipes the gloves clean and he's walked onto a shot which was an uppercut which sends Camilleri to the canvas to take the second count of the round. There's still a minute and a half to go in round number 4, and against a finisher like Mindoro, that could well be a long 90 seconds. Camilleri on the ropes above our commentary position, bobbing and weaving, trying to hold off, but he's taken a right uppercut, and the towel has come in from Dino Billinghurst in the corner of the Australian Joel Camilleri, stopping this contest early and exuberant upright.
You absolutely do, and we were wondering, weren't we, in between rounds, whether at the end of the third round there was a danger sign there because he was starting to fight Mindoro's fight more, and was that because he was confident, was that because his feet were slowing down, and then right at the start of...
Oh, what a presentation party on hand to give the prize to Well-John Mindoro.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to your judges' scorecards. Pardon me. The contest ends in round number 4. The official time, 1 minute and 40 seconds of round number 4. Therefore, your winner by TKO from the Philippines, the Triggerman, Well-John Mindoro.
So, Well-John Mindoro retains his undefeated record and extends his perfect KO faith in his power, and once he got his man going, well, he unloaded the heavy artillery and got his man out of there because the towel came in from his corner.
Absolutely. We said, didn't we, 5 rounds is a long time, and Camilleri done well up until that point. He had a plan, he stuck to the plan, and then maybe just deviated from it slightly, but I don't want to be too critical of him because you have to give credit to the winner always. And Mindoro didn't really look too frustrating at any point. He had pockets of success up until then. At the start of the 4th, he got stuck in straight away, really. But he's got a chin on him too, because as he was coming forward, Camilleri nailed him with some clean shots, and he just walked straight through them, and that's not good, is it, when you're the opponent throwing them, when you see somebody just gobble them up and keep coming. And I think this was the point at which he had him penned back in the corner there. He was clubbing him around, and the referee stepped in for the standing count. You can maybe make a case in ropes for keeping him up there. It's not inconceivable. Either way, it wasn't going to have too much bearing on the outcome. It did give him a little bit of time to recoup, but when they got going again, I think this uppercut that he came onto was backwards to his Camilleri, so we couldn't really see it. But in the end, he ended up on the canvas, and he got back to his feet. He kind of half landed, didn't it, really? But he got back to his feet by that stage when the corner decided that they'd seen enough. There was still plenty of time remaining in the round, and he was unravelling, wasn't he? You could see that he lost that kind of rigidity and tensile strength, and with a puncher like that, he could well have got knocked clean out. And if you're in the corner, your job is to stop that happening, if you can. You can't always, can you? But in certain circumstances you can, and that was one of them. They did it, so well done to them for that. I don't think the referee would necessarily...
Dumako naman tayo sa iba pang mga balita.
エキサイトマッチの生中継の後ということで、カシメロ対リゴンドーの一戦を解説していただきました。どんな目線でご覧になってました？
まずは、対戦する可能性がある選手なんで、対戦したら自分ならどう戦うかっていうところを一番重点を置いて見てましたね。
その上で、
はい、
勝者がカシメロということで、WBO のベルトを保持しておりますが、純粋にどうでしたかね、今日の試合は。
難しい。何を言うにしても難しい試合。
戦前の予想は確かね、井上選手が
予想は、リゴンドが勝つなら判定か KO で、カシメロが勝つなら KO、はい、なんでもうこの予想はしてなかったです。
まさかの判定でカシメロということになりましたが、
カシメロはもう全く想像してなかったですね。
でも試合内容としては、大方の予想通りだったんじゃないですか。
内容は、展開、追うカシメロ、逃げるリゴンドになる予想でしたけど、ただそれが判定までいけばポイントはリゴンドが取るであろうっていう多分予想が多かったのかなって思う中、逃げるリゴンドが全く手を出さない。だから勝ちたいのか何なのかわからない。
解説の間もおっしゃってましたけど、もしこれリゴンドが勝利していて、井上選手と戦うことになった場合、この戦い方をリゴンドがしてきたらどうするんでしょうというお話もされてましたね。
展開はさほど変わらないかな、もう少し駆け引きはしますけど、ただやっぱ追う形にはなると思うんで、なんか倒し切るのか、今日のカシメロみたく手数プレスで勝ち切るのか、そのリゴンドがそのサプライズ的なものがないんで、予想はしやすいかなっていうのはあるんですよね。
そうなんですね。でも結果的にはカシメロということになりましたけど、今日のカシメロ、井上選手の目から見て、ここは良かったな、逆に穴だなと思ったところはどんなふうに映りました？
でも今日のカシメロに関しては、やれることを全てやってたのかなとは思いましたけどね。リゴンドに対してプレスをかけまくりで、その見栄え的なもので判定まで持っていく。やれることは多分あれしかなかったと思うんで。
だいぶイライラしてましたよね。
あれは誰でもしますね。
井上選手でもしてます。
いや、すると思いますよ。
逆にカシメロを倒すイメージというのはどうでしょう？
カシメロ倒すイメージの方が湧きやすいです。
今日の試合も含めて、ここをさらによく見えたなというところはありました。
多分その、1ラウンド目から出てくるのはもう重々承知というか、そこに、自分は多分逃げるんじゃなくて迎えると思うんで、
今日とは全く違った展開で、
全く違った展開で、先に当てた方が倒すんじゃないかなと。
なんだかヒリヒリする一戦に。
そうですね。
この先のことですからね、またこれからきっといろいろと、陣営の皆さんとどうなるか楽しみにしております。
Hirap man ito kumuha ng suporta sa bansang Pilipinas ay tila ito naman ay naging malaking oportunidad sa bago niyang promoter, upang mapapayag itong si Jonriel Casimero na mapasailalim at mapapayag sa kanilang promotion. Mamumuhunan ng milyones itong bagong promoter upang mabigay ang lahat ng kailangang suporta ni Jonriel Casimero. Kaya mula training venue, sparring partner, hotel and accommodation ay wala nang gagastosan maski peso. Ang ating nag-iisang former 3 World Division Champion Jonriel Casimero. Dagdag pa dyan ay sagot na rin ng bago niyang promoter ang weekly allowance nito. Kaya isang malaking blessing na naman ito para kay John Riel Casimero, dagdag pa dyan ang gusto rin ng kanyang promoter na maging dual citizen na itong si John Riel Casimero. Kaya kapag ito ay matupad ay hindi lang bansang Pilipinas ang kanyang ire-represent kundi pati na rin ang bansang Japan sa tuwing may laban ito, ngunit ganun pa man ay si Cuadro Alas Perin ang magpapasya sa kung dalawang bandila na ang kanyang itataas tuwing siya ay may laban.
Open arms po siya natatanggapin doon at libre po lahat yon. Closed door po ang kanilang training at lahat ng kanilang pangangailangan ibibigay ng promoter.
Dumako naman tayo sa iba pang mga balita. So sa edad na 46 years old ay nabigo nga itong maging ganap na world champion, ay meron pa rin namang magandang balita para sa ating mga Pinoy boxing fans, dahil si Manny Pacquiao pa rin ang nangunguna bilang pinakamaraming beses na lumaban sa MGM Grand Garden Arena.
He's going to fight me? Yes! Yes!
Dahil naganap ang laban ni Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios sa MGM Grand Garden Arena ay nagtala si Manny Pacquiao ng pinakamaraming laban dito. Kung pagkukumparahin natin ang record ni Floyd Mayweather Jr. at Manny Pacquiao. Bago ito lumaban kay Mario Barrios ay lumalabas na tabla lang ito, dahil 15 beses lumaban sa MGM Grand Garden Arena itong si Floyd Mayweather Jr., ay nalamangan na ito ni Manny Pacquiao dahil nagtala na si Manny Pacquiao ng 16 na beses na ito lumaban sa MGM Grand Garden Arena, kaya tinalo na ni Pacquiao ang record ni Floyd Mayweather Jr., kaya si Manny Pacquiao na ngayon ang nagmamay-ari ng MGM Grand Garden Arena bilang isang boksingerong may pinakamaraming laban dito. Dagdag pa sa ating mga balita. So current undisputed N4 World Division Champion Naoya Inoue aka the Japanese Monster ay konfirmado na umatras na sa pag-akyat ng 126-pound featherweight division sa buwan sana ng December taon kasalukuyan para sana labanan itong si WBC Featherweight World Champion na si Nick Bol. Dahil yan sa pahayag ni Turki Alarshak, ayon kay Turki kapag itong si Naoya Inoue ay maging matagumpay sa laban niya kontra Murodjon Akhmadalib sa buwan ng September, ay isusunod niyang labanan itong si Alan Picasso buwan ng December taon kasalukuyan. Alam naman ng karamihan na isa na itong ganap na membro ng MP Promotion si Alan Picasso kaya ganoon na lang kadali ikasa ang kanyang laban kontra sa halimaw ng Japan na si Naoya Inoue. Hindi naman natin may kakaila na isa talaga sa pinakamagaling na promoter at matchmaker itong si MP President Sean D. Bonds. Dahil halos ng boksingero ng MP Promotion ay nabigyan ng pagkakataon makalaban itong halimaw ng Japan na si Naoya Inoue, tulad nila Stephen Fulton, TJ Doheny, ngunit kahit hindi ito pinalad na matalo ang halimaw ng Japan na si Naoya Inoue, ay paldo pa rin at milyon-milyon ang kinita nila dito. Isa rin sa nadagdag na boksingero na bagong membro ng MP Promotion ay itong si current WBC No. 1 Super Bantamweight top contender na si Alan Picasso ng bansang Mexico. Samantala, former 3 World Division Champion John Riel Casimero ay tuloy na itong umakyat ng 126 pounds featherweight division, dahil alam naman ng karamihan na nahihirapan na itong si John Riel Casimero makuha ang tamang timbang sa 122 pounds super bantamweight division. Dagdag pa dyan at sa mga nagtatanong na kung bakit wala pa itong laban at promoter si John Riel Casimero sapagkat ito ay nakaban pa sa bansang Japan hanggang October taon kasalukuyan. Kaya tahimik pa sa ngayon ang kanyang karera dahil naghihintay lang ito na matapos ang kanyang 1-year suspension sa bansang Japan. Asahan ng karamihan na pagkatapos ng kanyang parusa na 1-year suspension sa bansang Japan ay makikita na ng buong Casimero fanatics at ng buong mundo ang kanyang pagbabalik sa ibabaw ng boxing ring. Kaya sa kanyang pagbalik ay asahan na ng karamihan na makikita na itong si John Riel Casimero sa featherweight division. Thank you for watching. Salamat sa inyong panunood. This is Wins World TV. Saying peace, love and good vibes lang tayo lagi, okay, alright.